What's up? What's up? Just 50 JP in the house. Just 50 JP in the house. So anyway, like there's so many problems that we have that's going on, and I'm just thinking when we're gonna fix them. But like I said in my other videos, it's you guys got to get to them cops and go down there and talk to them guys. And a lot of people say you don't want to talk to them and stuff like that, but you got to get down. I mean, if you know there's a problem, if you know there's a problem, then you got to try to address it in some way. I mean, because if you don't, then you're just going to be targets, just waiting, and you just got to get down there and do something. Like I said, if you think cops harass you, just go down there and fill out applications and keep on doing it. And if you're living in places that's that bad, and you got one person running around doing something, y'all need to y'all need to do something about it and call the police, whatever. Take them to court for harassment, so, sue them and stuff. I mean, it got to be something, that could be done. It really has to be. And if he's a neighborhood watch person, then all them people who's in those neighborhoods, they should fire him, kick him out. And then what is he gonna do, because it seems like he doesn't have anything to do, and but it just makes it just you guys gotta stop. Like I said, stop being scared. I'm not saying that you're scared, but that's another thing too. It's like this. Okay, I don't know what happened or anything, with the altercation, how they got into an altercation or whatever, whether he just walked up and started punching on him and then he punched him back, or and then because he got punched back or whatever, you know, then then he used that as a reason and stuff. But like I was watching it, I think I read something the other day how this one brother was in, I think Detroit, and now they got the people from Middle East doing the gas stations in the black neighborhoods, and then they're taking that money and putting it into their rich neighborhoods, which the same thing was going on in LA. I think it happened too. In the black neighborhoods, the gas were expensive. In the poor neighborhoods, I mean, in the white neighborhoods, they're a little less expensive and stuff like that. And if I saw that, when I saw that, I just stopped going to that. I wouldn't fill my gas station. I mean, my gas up in those places, I would actually take the extra 10, 15 minutes, however long it took to go to a cheaper place and use that, and don't do business with them. But anyway, the brother got angry and knocked over some stuff, and the guy came out and shot him in the back. You know, and I'm like, wow, and he lied and everything, but the evidence, I didn't follow up on it and stuff, but the whole thing is why, and it was all over a box of condoms, right? So the whole thing is, when you're raising your kids up and stuff like that, you have to really, you guys really, and I mean, you probably think I'm BSing, but you guys really have to understand, and I've been saying this a long time, it's everything that's affecting us, how we got into slavery and got beat down emotionally and stuff like that, mentally anyway, it's because all out of fear, out of emotional fear. And um, and it's not like they've experimented this on us first. It's been done in Europe and stuff like that. You read it, and it's been, people just got this fascination over this stuff that they just science is the way nature works and stuff that just a lot of people are just ignorant over, and they just whoever uses it to their advantage. I mean, not saying that can't really say anything bad about them because they're gonna do what they want to do, and I think I made a video about this anyway. But when you're raising your children up, and if you allow your children to emotionally get angry at you, and and I'm not saying don't allow them to express their feelings, but they shouldn't get emotional about it. You know, something happened, they just get emotional. You have time. You have 18, 19 years to sit and talk to these kids and say, hey, when you go out in the street, the law is not going to protect you because you get emotionally involved in stuff. If somebody, you got to start using your head. You know, a lot of people just get emotional and all kinds of stuff. Like that little girl that got shot by the Korean lady in L.A. You know, the girl got angry, and she probably treat her parents the same way or whatever. And the parents let her act like that, and then in Korean, I don't know. It's just stereotype, but from the ones I've heard, you know, it's just it could just be, I wouldn't even say Koreans. I'm just gonna say just people just get emotional. There's men and women, and it's something been let that's been allowed to happen. It's just getting way out of control, and she just went off like that. That Korean lady just went off and probably heard all these bad things about black people, and then shot a little girl in the back of the head, and then got away with it. And it's and I mean, I got so much I want to say, I can't even say it, but it's crazy, you just get away with it, and we just protest and all this stuff. And so that's why I said, I make these videos and show you that, if you leave the country, that there's things to do. And you're thinking like, what can you do? Because all black people can't just leave the country and stuff. But, I've put forth my ideas. There's a lot of black people out there that got money. There's a lot of land in America that's not being used. And you go through all legal stuff, and you open up your neighborhoods, and you have your black cops, your black mayor, everything black. And the people that come in, you make sure, let them come in, but, you get these bad people coming in, you just got to handle them, and stuff like that. And you got to get a lot of overseas international businesses going on, your kids. I mean, like if you were to open up an all black neighborhood and stuff like that, then you got these people that's on the school board, they should all be fit. They should all look natural, and I'm talking about not these weaves in their hair and they 360-degree waves. They should all have natural hair like mine. Just do what they got to do, and just keep, if they want to, do a little bit of something, okay, fine, dress nice, whatever. But, it's not about looking good. It's about being good, and the education, system is messed up. And, they got these kids running around here thinking they dumb, in my videos, I just say, you black men, you black women, you young kids, you're not stupid. Why are you not doing good in math? There's only one reason, and the reason that you're not doing well in school is because you don't understand the vocabulary. And that's it. You get a dictionary, and it might take you a while, but you gotta understand the vocabulary. But once you understand the vocabulary and understand how to add and subtract and have a good memory, and then you start studying smart, you can do it. It's not that hard, because if they can do it, you can do it. And I'm telling you, because of the way you're made up and stuff, there's a lot of people that could just do some crazy stuff, and you can do some crazy stuff too. You can do it. And you in your neighborhoods, and like somebody on my YouTube, they wrote, you black people are always complaining about the white man putting drugs and guns and stuff in your neighborhoods, and I'm here tired of hearing that, or something like that. And the whole thing is, we can complain about that because it's a fact. They even admitted it. It's a fact. They admitted it. and we can complain about it and we can blame them, and that's okay. But we can't. But what we did, we can't. But we can't blame them for, or I should say, it's our fault for engaging in those type of businesses. And that's our fault. We just made some very bad and deadly business choices. And even Too Short, he said, hey, this one song he said, hey, we don't think he fell. We just think he uh, chose the wrong business. And that's what we did. Just chose the wrong business, trying to, talk to them and show them that we're nice and be friends. And that's all fine. But at the same time, you're trying to make peace, you still got to grow. You still got to elevate. You still got to develop. And you still got to fix things and figure out things. Open up your own businesses and create your own weapons and things like that. Your own cities you know, and you're gonna have people that's gonna try to stop you and stuff. And if it gets real bad, I mean, just got to keep going. But don't. Like your kids, if you got your kids and out there, they're vulnerable and stuff, just start writing to these other countries and see about sending them to these are other countries to go to schools and stuff. And I wouldn't necessarily say send them to England, or I mean, Canada might be a cool place, but like to England, to other places where blacks are treated the same as you. You don't want to send your kid from one bad countries in the area, the bad country to another. And talk to the brothers in Africa. Have people, no other people who are out there who are Americans set up stuff, and they can do that stuff. Especially if it's going to bring some kind of income and things like that into the country. Kind of Asia, go to Asian countries. You go to what is it, Samoa and Tonga and Saipan and stuff like that. And if brothers are over there, you just go over there and you take care of your business, start dating the women, let them guys have their own women, and don't be over there fighting and trying to be all cool and stuff. Go over there and get your education on it. Live till till you're above 25, 30 and stuff like that, and then come back and do some stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that can be accomplished, because it doesn't make no sense for our kids walking down the street and, like that one black guy in two cars, so some white kids in Mississippi went and beat him down and then drove over him with a truck, and then he died later and stuff. It's just really interesting. It's really sad though. I mean, it's really, really, really sad. So, I mean, and I can, basically, like I said in my other videos, there are not that many of us in America, and there's no reason we should be poor, no reason we should be living bad and be uneducated and stuff like that. Because if you look at some of these other religious groups and these other people, they working together. And I'm not saying that all of them are rich, because you go to different places and they got their little schemes and stuff that they doing, and the way they treating each other and stuff like that. But at least they're working together. But I mean, we have a chance where you can be black and send your kids to be educated. Send your kids to different countries around the world, get educated and stuff like that, and where other black Americans are there, and and send them there and let them get the culture, the language, and like I said in a lot of my other videos, until you graduate, you shouldn't even think about having sex with no girlfriend or stuff like that, because you got to understand that when you get married, you don't want to be in a marriage where you're a male, and you go to do something, you got your wife yelling at you, telling you not to do it because you scared she's going to do what? Not let you sleep in the same bed with her, that you're gonna do it. You prevent yourself from doing something that you should have done. You know, and that white dude probably would have walked out there. He'd been a hero. He would have stopped. Trayvon probably still been living, or he would have been a witness. And maybe this stuff wouldn't even been on the news. But because there's all kinds of stuff that's going on, the stuff that you guys have to get involved in. All you brothers, you don't have any records, anything, you guys go get those. You living in those countries, those states where you can get those type of weapons, concealed weapons. You go get them, make yourself known to the local law offices. All you guys should just start running for getting into politics and stuff. You got to do that and stuff. Get into all these other businesses and things, because you only got one life, and you don't want to grow up being a coward. I grew up in LA, and I was going all over the place in LA and going door to door, business to business, doing things out in South Central. And I didn't have any problems with anyone, and some people might come and stay up and talk to me. And it's according to how the situation is. Sometimes you just gotta take a punch to get out the situation, if you want to live anyway. Or sometimes you can say something, but I don't know. And then somebody just asked me recently, like, how long I've been thinking about business. But like I said, everything you do is business. The way you put your clothes on, the way you wash yourself, the way you sleep, the way you eat, everything you do is business. So the only thing about doing the other stuff, business stuff, is just you just have to know the product, and know what you want to do. So, and I would, I don't, I was thinking about, see what I could do about getting kids out here, to, cause like I said, I've seen some young black girls out here with some homestay families. I forgot how many were out here for some Rotary Girl Skill or something like that, and they come out here, and, but then still. You probably got brothers and sisters out here who's scandalous, Somebody come out, some girl might come out here and to visit, and she's beautiful or whatever, and then the brothers try to jump in bed with her, stuff like that. And I'm like, and, something like that happened to my friend. I'm like, damn, man, dang, why don't you just be, try to be human once, I mean, dang. Work with work with us, working against us and stuff, And I'm gonna tell you the truth, if it's, I mean, if you guys want to believe in God and all this, that's fine, because if there are some people out there that's bad and they're just gonna find problems and stuff like that, then they're just gonna find problems and stuff like that. That Zimmerman guy, he just looked for a problem, and he used the law to protect him. The police used the law to protect him, and if that's true, then I mean, dang, everybody can do the same thing. Hey, I got the law, the law, the law, the law. They're gonna have to change that. And everybody in the state of Florida start shooting each other up because it's not even gonna be a black and white thing, because there's a lot of white people who don't like each other and get mad, at their work and go in there and start firing up stuff, and it's just crazy. So. Those who can get up out of that, just find some other neighborhoods. If you guys got these neighborhood watches, or y'all know these police are bad, you guys got to go talk to them and, say, hey, I'm moving up in here, and if problems happen, what's going to happen to me? How y'all going to treat me? And, and if they ignore you, then you find someplace else. But, you get up out of that situation that you're in. Just got to do that. Like I said, you're an individual, and you have to live your life, and no one can tell you how to live your life. So if you get to the point where you're just trying to be with black people, and you just can't find any nice, then go to another state and find others. And if you travel around the world and you really can't find anyone, you have to end up with some other person of some ethnicity, then so be it. Because you shouldn't have to, regardless, because you're black, you should be black. You shouldn't have to live a life alone. You shouldn't have to live a life in fear. And you shouldn't have to live a life where you can't develop the best that you can, all you can. You shouldn't have to live that kind of life. And you shouldn't live in those, be obligated, because of the color of your skin to live in that neighborhood, or in that community. Because those people say, well, if you're going to hear, you got to be like, fine, okay, good. Just move out, find other places, because the only thing you're gonna miss if you move out of another town, the only thing you're gonna miss is just that BS. Just that BS. And if I lived in a gated neighborhood and they had a neighborhood watch thing, I would get on it. All those people in those neighborhood watch, every person in in that neighbor in your community, all of y'all should be on neighborhood watch. You know, all of y'all should be on there. Black, white, all y'all get together, and if y'all have your little discrepancies and like, well, I don't like black people and I don't know white people and stuff like that, and y'all in the neighborhood and y'all had that problem, and that's good. You guys have your problems because eventually you're gonna figure out something. And if you just got some people in there just, well, I just don't want you here, then if you get tired of it, then you say, hey, you buy my house, I'll leave. They buy your house, you go find someplace else. Because I'll tell you, they're gonna, because those people, because it's like this, you live in a neighborhood and you gotta find a job, and most of these young kids are going to leave because they don't want to be in the neighborhoods. Because I don't care what people say, you can live in the neighborhood, and on the outside it could be good. In Japan they had this fumen no kamen fufu, and it's like I think it's like two-face or fake face marriages where you walk down the street, you see these Japanese people and they all look like they are happy and stuff, but when they get home it's like it's not like that. The wives do not have sex with their husbands do not have sex with their wives, the kids don't like the moms, the daughters don't like the moms, the sons don't like the fathers, and it is a mess. And what happens when your kid gets old enough? They're going to leave that town, and they're going to leave that town, and they're going to leave that town, and they're not coming back. And so then you got a whole 18 years of this community that built up, and you got your loan for 30 years, and all of a sudden, all the young people, they're smart, they tired of the parents and tired of their fake friends and their fake friends' parents and all this fake stuff, and they just leave. And then they'll leave, and then the person leave, and next thing you know, the whole community is gonna become a ghost town. Because what? Because there are no more babies, And then you gotta sell your place and move on. And then if you treated your kids bad, or if you didn't raise them properly, you know, they're not going to talk to you, you know, and no matter what you say, and and if you don't teach them to change that stuff, it's just going to keep going on and on and on and on, and then that's how these companies keep making this money, they know that, got get a house for 30 years, and then you sell it, and other people from other countries move in those neighborhoods because they coming in, getting loans and stuff, and they making money because they not stupid. They got education, they got their education, and they skills from their countries, and then they building up their communities and stuff, and then they kids, the same thing. It goes like this continuous thing, but these banks and stuff, or whoever doing these business, they got this continuous inflow coming in, and everybody else just stuff, I'm not a professional, but this is just a couple of things that I see, and it's, it's sad. Some people rich, some people poor, some people just barely getting by. I mean, me, I don't even like sitting in a house, and I could just imagine some of these guys, come home and they just always in a house, like my next door neighbor, he told me, I came home like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he told me, oh, Asubiski, like, you play too much, you need to work hard. And I'm like, huh? So, I almost got upset at him, but I caught myself, and I was like, okay, okay, you know, and it's that let him have his feelings and stuff, whatever, but I'm older than all these guys and stuff, You talking about I play too much, but it's not even. It had nothing to do with I play too much. It's just I have my life, and I just don't like sitting in the house. So I just go driving and stuff, do what I do. And, but some of these guys, they can't even go outside. I mean, it's like, can you go right now? Let's go. Well, my family, and not even the family. It's just saying, basically it's their wives. Why are you going over here? Da, 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 da. And it's interesting because sometimes I'll sit and I'll talk to these guys. And it's true. Even like when I got a chance to talk to one of my friend's fathers. What's his name? I had the opportunity of meeting a guy Coco Boss' father. And he's a cool dude. I ain't lying. I mean, he is cool. And I mean, he's cool, but me and him talked and stuff. And I'm gonna tell y'all. That's why I made that. When I finished talking to him, I think it was when I made that over 40 videos. Black man, you still old. You understand what's going on. Okay, these young guys are messing up. You need to get out there and straighten them out. And if you got some women out there who can't find a good man, you guys learn about this finance stuff, make this money. Marry some of these young girls, till these young guys find out what's going on and have more babies, because even here in Japan, and I know it sounds strange, oh, you old guys mess with young women, but they're women, and you're not old, you're just out of shape, my phone's calling. We're talking long. Oh, wait, hold on. What the hell you calling me for? Yo, what's up? What you doing?
Ralph.
Yeah. Let me call you back, okay?
There's a line going to Coco.
Okay, I won't be able to go until after 11.
Coco's, man.
Okay, I won't be able to go till probably after 10:30 or 11, okay? All right? All right, peace. Sorry about that. I don't edit. I thought someone came, create the dog down there. I don't edit. I just make this like it is and go. But I'm sure we still have a chance, to straighten up a lot of stuff. But are you guys want to straighten this stuff up or not? And hopefully the Zimmerman guy's gonna, get in trouble for what he did. But if the laws, but like somebody, I read on this one thing. They say, well, why are you getting upset at him when you got blacks in the neighborhoods killing each other? And that's what a brother, sister, I think said that, and all death is senseless, but especially if it's just innocent people. But God, all I can say is, you guys, please just give it a shot. Get rid of that religion. Because that Christianity was not a religion that we had when we first came over here, or the ones who were already here and stuff like that. It's funny though. I want to change the subject, but they talked about the Great Triangular Triangular Slave Trade. If it's a triangular slave trade, then if it's going from Africa to America, what was the triangular thing was, And I watched some other videos, and they said it actually they were shipping the Africans to the Americas because they couldn't enslave them, because the ones that were here in Americas knew the land, and so they shipped them to Spain, and then the ones that were in Spain, the Moors, whatever, they shipped them to Africa, and just switched everybody around so they couldn't so they can be lost and stuff. I don't know. It's really crazy and stuff. But I'm just saying there to fix this stuff. And even if you can't fix it, let's say, what's going to happen is going to happen. Wars are going to happen and things are going to happen. But I mean, at least in your own personal life, you can enjoy every day, be able to walk around in your neighborhood without your own brother, bothering you and your own police bothering you and stuff. And, where the men at, because I think the first time I saw this, where a lot of people weren't really doing anything, was when I was in Hawaii, and even once when I was in Venice, I saw something crazy happening. I was like, wow, why? It doesn't even make any sense, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Last thing is, you guys want to lose a lot of weight, start drinking a lot of water before you eat anything. Try to, drink a couple of liters. Well, we say liters. I guess liters out here is how much is liters out here? Well, 2 liters. Anyway, try to drink about like a half a gallon of water. You can chug that stuff down. I've been watching some videos and stuff. Just drink some water, and it'll, trust me, it'll help if you can get some, but study up on it and stuff. And get in shape, and start thinking, because a lot of stuff that you're doing, you don't really need to do. You're just wasting so much time, gosh. I mean, even myself, just wasting so much time. But my life has always been good. And even though when I have bad times, it was still good. I have nothing to complain about. And like I said, the only reason I make these videos and stuff, just to show what I do in Japan and show the positive side of Japan. Even though some people saying I should show the negative side of Japan, but the truth is, if you want to see the negative side of Japan, look at your own life, because what you doing out there is the same stuff that's going on here, except for you can't stand on the corner selling dope. You can't do that, and not too many people have guns. I'm sure people do have them, but um, you're not going to have those problems. You will have people fighting and stuff, but it's rare. Most people argue. Even the brothers come out here and they do some scandalous stuff, but people just don't fight out here so much. It's rare. I mean, I'm not saying I don't see too many brothers fighting brothers out here in Japan. Now I see other people fighting other people, and and stuff going out there, but that's only when you get into the clubs. When you're walking down the streets, you really don't see that stuff. Crime does go on here, just like it goes on in your own house. But if you really want to know what Japan is all about, the real nitty gritty, just look at your own lives, because there is no difference. The only difference is that there is peace out here. The cops don't bother you. They're not going to roll up and rape you and beat you down and stuff like that. If you're a foreigner and you're doing what you're not causing any problems. I mean, any major problems. If it's some lightweight stuff, like you and your girl get into a fight and she slaps you or you slap her, you call the cops. They'll come. They'll try to make you guys chill out. And if it gets real bad, you should call them and go to wherever. They got ways to straighten people out who don't want to act out. Without going to jail and stuff. And at the very least, they can kick you out. But crime is out here and it's done by everybody. Everybody's doing something. So. But I'm just saying, hey, if they got peace out here, you can have peace, because I don't care, if you find out these racists and they just don't want you living on the earth, then you really have to talk to them in a different way. But you just got people who just scared, like that dude. Just too many people that just scared for no reason. Like, don't go out there. Why? Yeah, you don't know what's going on out there. I'm a white man. Why should I be scared of my own country? And I don't know. It's really sad, but know, if these cops are bad, take them to court. Or y'all get together, take them to court. But the best thing to do, is don't live in fear. Just move. And talk to these other brothers and sisters. You guys find some patches of land and some talented black people out there. And, maybe some white people even help build a community. You get your lawyers who you want up in there, and you build you a nice hey Japan and America. Start your community like that. And because I'm telling you, a lot of these people are just hyped up on this emotional trip, and if you figure out how you can just snap it, you're gonna have lots of empty people, and you're just gonna have too many, because just don't make no sense, man. I just don't. I just when I heard that a white woman told a white man not to go outside because she's scared and she don't know what's going on. And that's the way white America is now, because if he had a gun, he could at least grab his gun and went out there and say, yo, flash that gun. You're supposed to be ready for all of that stuff, Somebody come running through your neighborhood and start shooting up stuff, you know. You're not supposed to be all scared and stuff. You're supposed to go out there and meet that stuff, Somebody out there yelling, help me, help me. And you're scared to go outside because somebody's saying, help me, help me. It's not good. And then, even listen to the voice, if it was, I'm sure black people and white people, when they yell help, they got, it's different. So, if it was a white dude out there, help me, help me, I'm sure white people would understand. They probably went out there and it's, you can even use that, you heard the voice, what voice you think it was, because everybody got their voices, but it's just really sad. But actually, I'm not sad. I'm very, 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 well, I can't say, but I don't know. No, I do know, but there's just too many young black men getting hurt. And the father whoever they live in, that they should know the people in their neighborhood. You just don't live in these neighborhoods and don't know who you're dealing with. Everything. You guys got to get out there. You got to meet all these neighbors. You got to go meet all these white people when they had their little meetings and stuff. You got to go to them, talk to them. You got to talk to the cops. You got to spread the word, let people know that hey, we here, but we don't fear us. You know what I'm saying? We here to live in peace. We want to live in peace with you. If you don't like us, then fine. Why? You try to talk to them. If they don't want to talk to them, fine. But don't. If they got their little bad kids and stuff, then you got to talk to the parents and tell their parents, hey, your kids are bad, whatever. And these kids, these kids walking around here doing all this stuff. Then you just got to teach your kids how to do things to protect themselves and stuff, and it should um, always be ready for things, That's why you don't go out and get drunk, and always drunk and don't even know what you're doing if you're not, I mean, drink if you want, but it's not. What is it doing for you? I mean, I don't even drink. What is it doing for you? It's just putting you in some type of mental state where your emotions are already controlling you and stuff like that, and it's not doing anything for you. Just stop wasting time, and get involved with the neighbors and stuff like that. They might, some people might just don't like you, but it's okay. At least if they don't like you, it's one thing if they don't like you and they know who you are, and they don't like you and they don't know you, because some people are just stubborn. I mean, you got people that hate their moms. You got people out there that hate their own kids. Like I just watched some video of some guy, he just, you know, took out his whole family and stuff, and he wasn't black, and he just said he's been waiting to do that for 20 years. So I mean, you got there's problems that's in these countries and in these states and in America and these communities and stuff like that. You're not the only ones, but if you just get out there and just start talking to people, because people just don't have an outlet and they don't know what their problem is and they don't know how to fix it. But we've been through all this stuff, and all you gotta do is just relax, drink water, eat a few vegetables, and get rid of that religion. That Christianity is not doing you any good. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. Because God is not going to get angry at you for not reading the Bible, because what's in the Bible that's so sacred that you need to read it or that you need to follow anything. All it does is just say be good, and that's it. And you don't, your conscience can do that. But anyway, I'm out. Just